Beatrice, can you hear me? Chris is
Yes, I can
saying,
hear you.
yeah, okay, Chris, Beatrice can hear me, so um, maybe check your volume if you can't hear me. You think that I'm still muted because Beatrice can hear me. Okay. Sometimes if you're having problems with the volume, you may have to log out and log back in. Here we go. There we have some people signing in. Can you hear me? Looks like Jazz Morelli. Is that correct? Give a sign. And again, I'm asking people use your emojis or type in the chat box or unmute your mic. Let me know that you can hear me. This way I know who's on. All right, there we go. James, give a sign if you can hear okay.
I can hear.
Awesome, perfect. All right, so I'd like to get things started on time. The recording has started. That way, if anybody can't attend, everything is recorded so that you can go back, you can watch it, especially starting with week 2, because that's when we all start our first projects. And then on those projects, I will be doing walkthroughs. So you'll see the step by step on how to do those. So let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Haley. Will answer to that. Uh, Marcus, your mic is on, so you're kind of getting kind of a swish swish sound there. So I don't know if that's intentional, but just so you know, we are hearing you. Either you or Stefan. Somebody's microphone is on, so check that. Okay.
Next question. In 600 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Okay, it looks like Marcus. I don't know if you can hear me, but your mic is on. I'm going to mute that right now. There we go. Okay, because that's what's interfering there. So in case you miss a class, you can watch that, or if for any reason. So if you read the text or read the emails, which I hope you do, you'll notice that attending the live session does not count for the attendance, but there's a reason to attend these live sessions. It gives you the opportunity to ask the questions. And so you know that the person, when you see those messages, no, those aren't auto-generated. That is me. I'm the one that sends those. If you answer back to those, I'm the one that answers back. Again, those are not auto-generated. And believe it or not, I do exist outside this box. I am not just this tall, this square. I'm actually more round. Picture Pac-Man, only I have better looking legs. So that's kind of the way it is. This is a class. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to joke. It's okay to turn your cameras on as long as you don't have anything in your background that should not be seen in a classroom and you are appropriately dressed. It is considered a classroom, so you can't drink, smoke, or anything that you can't do in a regular classroom. So please keep those things in mind. Language follows the same rules as that. So please feel free at any point, unmute your mics to ask a question because I don't want you waiting till the end where you might forget something or type it in the chat box. I have multiple screens going. So as I'm going through, I do try to look over to see if your questions pop up because once I start any type of demo, my main screen blacks that out so that I can't see that part. So I do look over to see um, what is going on. So if you see me looking back and forth, I promise you I'm not watching TikTok videos on the other screen. If I was, I would be laughing a lot more because everyone knows those things are hilarious. All right. So any questions before I get started? Anybody? No, no. We're, I want to get us started because sooner we get started, the faster we are off and how many people have more important things to do, right? We got things we got to do. One thing, be honest. If I ask questions, be honest. I look for those responses. That way I know you're there. You just didn't start and run away. And so, Are you out there? Everybody's out there. Yes, yes, yes. Looking for those emojis. Making sure you're still there? Yes, all right, thank you. It makes me feel like I actually have people out there and I'm not just talking to my desk. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start off screen sharing. And so I'm going to share my screen. If you joined early, you'll notice there was music playing. I tried to pick music that I like, unless somebody tells me there's music that they like. That way you don't come into an empty class. And so I was playing 90s dance and switched to rock. Yes, I like my rock music. Yes, I like heavy metal and I like punk rock. I used to have a green mohawk until all my hair fell out. So if you like something different and you're one of the early ones into the class, tell me to switch the music to something and I will. So
I
this
got a
is
question.
your screen. Hello?
I got a question.
Okay.
My question, I sent two responses to that whatever thing you got going on. But my question was, do we have to attend the live?
No, here's the whole answer. The live sessions you do not have to attend. It is recorded. I do ask that you watch the recording, and the reason being, I will show you what you need to do for the assignments, especially when it comes to the projects. And the reason why I say that is if you don't, you tend to do more work than you need to do. Okay.
Oh, but
And I don't want you to do work and then have to redo it. But you do not have to attend the live sessions. That is not where you get attendance. Attendance will come from completing assignments on time.
yeah,
Okay.
I understand that. My question is, where do we get the copy of the live session if we don't attend the live session?
I'm going to go through that right now just so that everybody will know exactly where that comes. For one thing, after this class is over, what I do is I take that recording and I upload it to YouTube. And the other place that you will find it, because I will send that link out. Sometimes YouTube takes a while to process it, but the other place, let me change this in here, is right here. You go under modules and where you connected to the class where it says live class session, you'll notice underneath it, there's a option that says past live team recordings right there. You click on that and you'll see everything is grayed out. After tonight, once that recording is available, this first one here that I'm highlighting, that will turn to red and then it will have a white background and you'll be able to click on that and it'll take you right to the YouTube recording. So where that will come in handy is when you're working on the project. If you have another device of any kind, you'll be able to watch it on that since it's a YouTube, and you'll be able to do the work on your computer or whatever at the same time. So you'll
So
be able to do it
you
step
do
by
it live
step.
every day?
No, live sessions are only once a week on Mondays at 7 o'clock. So
All
it's
right.
only one day, once a week. So you will have 4 live sessions. All right? All right. So so this is your home page. A couple things I want to point out. The to-do list over here, it does not always update the way you want. I strongly recommend not to get dependent on that, okay? So that is something. Now your mic is kind of creating a bunch of noise. So until you need to ask a question, can you mute that? Because it's creating a lot of static. Thank you. And then as soon as you need to ask a question, just unmute that thing. So the to-do list doesn't always keep up the way it should. So I'm going to show you where to keep track of things as opposed to going by here. It's kind of a thing to look at, but don't rely just on that. The other thing I want to point out is over here, this McGraw-Hill SimNet. That is the link to the book, but don't go there for your assignments. It's a lot harder to get to them. I'll show you a much easier way. Your grades right here, this is where you'll click on and you'll be able to see all your grades for all your assignments. They will show up here. If there is a little square that will appear by the score, that means I put a comment on there. Sometimes it tells you how great you did, or if I need some more information from you, it'll be on there as well. At any point in this class, if you have a question about your grade, ask. I make mistakes too, or maybe I don't understand exactly where you're coming from. Ask, okay? Feel free. This is your class, okay?
I got a question. Is you
Absolutely.
is your phone number available if we want to call you or text you?
Okay, so the best way to get a hold of me is to text me and I will call you back. And the reason being is because I could be on with another student and I also have office hours and appointments. I'm going to show you how to do those here. Okay. So as we come down the page here, you'll see a thing here that shows my office hours. During these times, I'm always available. You'll see there's AM numbers and PMs, but there's also this here where it says book time. If you click that, it's going to open up this little page here. And you will sign in with your email account here. And then once you sign in, you can either schedule a 15-minute or a half hour or a 45-minute, depending on how long you think your time you need. If it goes over, it goes over. But if you think you only need 15 minutes, schedule 15 minutes. If you think you're going to need longer, you can schedule that. So if you're trying to schedule around your work time, etc., you click on the day and it'll show you what times are available. And you click on that and that will guarantee time. And then we can do one-on-one in the same environment where I can go on screen with you. We can do a phone call, whatever you want. So you can set up one-on-one time with me as well. All right. So you can schedule those as well. So you can text me on the number that you're receiving text. I can call you back. If you want me to call you back, kind of give me a hint of what we're going to talk about so I have an idea. All right, everybody got that? Yes. That way I kind of know what I'm going to be discussing. And so that way, if you have a question about grades, I can have your grades up. If you got a question about an assignment, I can have the assignment up, etc. That way I have a kind of an idea of what's going on. And so everything's broken up into weeks. And this shows you everything that we're going to be covering and kind of gives you an overview of it. These are not clickable. This is just to show you what's going to happen. You will get to your assignments by clicking either on these week numbers here or clicking on modules, okay? Both of these will get you to the same area. This takes you directly to the week that you're working on. This takes you just to the whole set of the weeks. I'm going to click on modules. Under resources at the top, this part here is how you got into the class. This part here has help that you can use to get in and work if you need it. Now, one thing, this class does not run well on phones, period, okay? And phones will work on discussions and they will work on projects if you can work Word, Excel, and PowerPoint on your phone. It is not recommended. It'd be very difficult to do those projects on a phone, okay? The chapters, anything to do with SimNet, the quizzes and the chapters in the final exam will not run on an Apple phone or an Android phone, okay? I'll repeat that. It will not run on an Apple phone or an Android phone. It will act like it will, but it won't. The publisher of the software will tell you that. I'll tell you that. And I will always have somebody who will try to do otherwise. And their scores will reflect it. Okay. If you're having problems and I go and I check, I can see what operating system you're coming in on, and it will tell me if it's the Android operating system. It will tell me if it's iOS. It will tell me if you're coming in on Firefox. It'll tell me if you're coming in, etc. Please don't try to access the book or any assignment in the book from a phone. It just doesn't work. Save yourself the headache. Does everybody understand that? Now, not everybody has a computer, a Chromebook, or a Mac. It runs on all of those, okay? I have all of them here. It works perfect. It doesn't matter if you have old ones, new ones, etc. It works, okay? The other one, browsers. It works best on Chrome, and I'm not trying to sell Chrome on anybody. I'm telling you what works. It used to work best on Firefox. Firefox is the second choice. Safari, if you have a Mac or whatever, Safari is the next choice. Okay. And then if you have Edge, Edge after that. The other one that it does not like is any form of Opera. Okay. Any gamers out there? Anybody who's a gamer? I know I've got gamers out there. Our whole family's gamers. And so, yeah.
What about Google?
Google is Chrome. So you're good with Google. All right. So anybody who's a gamer, a lot of people are loading up different versions of Opera to run quick and clean. It doesn't like it. Okay. So those are the limitations of the book. And so if you have questions about that, you can ask me. So if you have a Chromebook, there's an item here. If you click on that, it will tell you if you have to use your function keys, this is how to use your function keys on a Chromebook. Okay, just click on that in case you get stuck on that. If you have a Mac, it'll tell you how to use function keys on a Mac because they are different than a PC. So they got it covered. All right. Again, if you have questions when we get to a situation and you don't think your system will work, ask. Okay. I know it's not the most comfortable thing to ask for help. Trust me. I am one of the easiest people to get along with. I just always ask that people be honest. Okay. At every point, just be honest. Tell me what's going on, and I will work with you every way possible. But if you're not honest about it, you eliminate so many ways that I could possibly help you. All right? Everybody's good on that so far? All right? I'm always upfront. It may not be the answer that you like, but I'm always upfront. And if I make a mistake, I'll tell you, I made a mistake. This is what I can do to correct it, and I'll apologize. But I'm as honest as I am ugly, and so I'm pretty honest. It doesn't get much more honest than that, right? Okay. You need to get a hold of me right here. Click on that. This is a text number right here, okay? By text, right here, it does not accept pictures, okay? I use a program that allows me to send my text out to everybody in the class at one time and that, but it does have a limit in that it doesn't want me to accept pictures. It does not handle that well. So please, if you need to send a picture or a screenshot, send it to email. This is my email address right here. And so, and again, I have my class hours right there, or my office hours right here that you can always get a hold of me, okay? So I try to make myself accessible. It doesn't mean you have to wait until those times to send me something. Send it to me, and I always try to get a hold of people as quick as possible, all right? Even on weekends, I try to check back. I cannot guarantee you're going to get an answer in 10 minutes on the weekends, but I have responded to people standing in line to get on Velociraptor at Universal, if anybody knows that coaster. Not a bad little ride, and things like that. So It's not surprising for me to do that. If you have a question at 2 o'clock in the morning, send it. If I'm asleep, my texts and things hold until I wake up. Okay. If it is past a certain time, I think it's like 11 o'clock at night, you're better off to email. Because if I'm awake and I respond through email, you will get the answer immediately. If you text me and I text back, my texting software holds it until the morning because it's considered rude to text you that late. Okay. Even though I can get the text, I can't send back to you that late. Everybody got that? So late night, you're better off to email. Okay. Everybody got that? Because a lot of times I'm up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning playing games. And if I see something come through, I will pause the game unless it's a mega boss battle. Then you have to wait for me to win because I like to win. And then I will respond, okay? Because I don't like to leave you hanging. All right. So we'll go back to the home page. So that gets us through all that. Um, Class times again, Mondays, 7 o'clock. And so are we ready to find out what we actually do in this class? Yes, yes. Yes, we are, because the quicker we find out, the quicker you can get through. So we got some things we have to do for the first day. We want to know about attendance and what we do. So we're going to click on modules. And for the first day, you'll see that for attendance, you have 2 items you have to do. Now, a lot of people have already done these, but if you haven't, first one is the online honor pledge. You click on that and you click take the quiz. First question, you have not received any unauthorized help. In other words, you're doing this class yourself. I agree. You're not paying someone to take it for you. Now, this information here, what it's doing, going through here, saying the hardware, the operating system, etc. Basically, what it's saying, you have a Mac, PC, Chromebook, or you will go to the school, use one, etc. Okay? You agree to that. These things were also mentioned when you signed on at the school. This actually comes from your student handbook. You agree to that. If you don't agree to that, then we have to have a conversation at the school level to find out what you don't agree with, why you think somebody else should take the class for you, or why you don't think you should have to have the equipment. Okay, that's not to sound threatening. It's just we had to find out where the breakdown was. So you agree to both of those. Then we go back to the modules. And then we come down here to the introduce yourself. Now, how many people hate like the meetings, or maybe hate's a strong word, dislike the meetings where they make you stand up and tell a little bit about yourself? Everybody dislikes those, right? Am I the only one that dislikes that? Look for those emojis. Told you it's going to be a little participation. Yeah, nobody likes to stand up and say, I'm so and so, and I like long walks on the beach, and you know, those kind of things, right? Okay. Well, this is kind of that. Part of this, the reason why it's in here is, besides being required that we have this in our courses, is I want you to think about yourself, you know, why you're here. And it's getting so much better. People are realizing that computers are into everything. You know, every now and then I get somebody, oh, I don't think I'm going to use it because I'm in a hands-on career. Really? Then give up that phone. Because, oh, well, I only use the apps. Well, those apps are computer programs. It's almost like a mini computer. Don't go to Taco Bell. You may not like Taco Bell, but I happen to like it. And so, or any fast food place, because you can't use that, you know, that self-checkout type system. Okay? Because don't like it at all. Uh, you know, Don't use a lot of the apps on your televisions, things like that. Don't use any of the Google or the Alexas or any of these. These are all different types of computer systems. If you're in welding, don't use the CNCs. If you're in the medical careers, okay, that wipes out most of your job. If you're in veterinary meds, the same thing. If you're into the electrical side, all the smart systems you have to install. My HVAC system, it monitors my phone, so when I get so close, it raises and lowers the temperature, and it monitors me through geo tracking. As I leave, it raises and lowers it. It's everywhere. So I want you to think about how these things kind of impact your job now. And how many people have seen jobs drop? All of a sudden, they come in and we're getting rid of everybody. How many people have seen that? They just like, we're closing, boom, everybody's laid off. I've seen that happen. It's like you go to work and they tell you in a week there's going to be no jobs. So you want to make sure that you're bulletproofing your career, and that includes skills. So just come in here now, click reply. Now I'm just going to type in demo here to make this go quick and say reply. Now, by putting that reply in there and doing that, when I come into the modules, you'll notice something different here. My week 1 is unlocked. Now the other weeks will not unlock until the proper Monday. If I come down here, you'll see will unlock February 9th at 12 a.m. and then will not unlock until 16th. You'll notice every Monday the week unlocks, okay? So once you've done that, your week 1 is unlocked, all right? So everything for week 1 is unlocked. So what does that mean? You can complete everything today and be done for the week. How many like that? You can complete everything you want as fast as you can and be done for the week. How many people like that idea? It can be done, all right? So if your schedule allows it, I allow it. Not just because, but that's the way it should work. Some people have that ability to get everything done at the beginning of the week. Some people have horrible, horrible schedules and they have to take more time. But here's the thing. We do attendance on Mondays and Thursdays. All right. You have to have something completed for a Monday attendance and something completed for a Thursday attendance. It doesn't mean wait until Thursday to do something. That means after we do the Monday attendance, you have to have something done by Thursday. Okay. If you do everything Monday, though, you're going to have Thursday attendance. Okay. So Monday attendance, that's your honor pledge and introduce yourself. You do those two things, you have Monday attendance. So now by Thursday, you have to complete an assignment. Has everybody got that? That makes sense
So
so far?
basically, if everything's completed before Wednesday, you got attendance for Monday and Thursday, correct?
Exactly. I'm not going to go, well, oh, no, you need to wait. If you complete everything, good for you. You say, hey, I think I've completed everything. I'll go in there right then, check your stuff, and make sure you're good. And I'll tell you, have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. You know, if you can get it all done, I want you to do that. That is a perfect attendance. You are good. All right, everybody got that? Okay, so that's Monday right there. Laura, you got a question? Or are you just excited?
Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
Yes.
I'm not able to post any when I try to write in chat. It's not doing it. Now I'm on a laptop and I do not have a mouse. Do I need to get a mouse for future?
Okay, so it would be easier with a mouse, but if you have a touchpad
Yes.
and you're good with the touchpad, you can do everything in the class for that. Teams sometimes is weird with that chat box. Depending
Okay.
on how you come in, sometimes that chat
Right.
box works for people, sometimes it doesn't. But feel free to
Okay.
use that microphone. All right?
Okay. And I thank
Yeah,
you very much.
absolutely. Okay, and there's another hand up. Stefan, your hand is up. I don't know if you want it to be up.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you have that information available, but how many live sessions do we have per week?
One.
Okay.
So every week you'll see that up here, Monday live session 7 p.m. every Monday. So there's only 4 live sessions. So you don't have one every week. Okay. And then if you want, and if you miss one and you want to see the recording, you just click up there and these will be lit up as each one's ready to go out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So our first one will show up after this one and after it posts to YouTube. Okay. So now that this is lit up, this is our first discussion. Now, the first discussion that we will have will be on AI, and discussions are different for Southern Tech. Okay. If for any reason you did not complete the discussion assignment before Sunday. Now, everything is open through Sunday, by the way. Opens on Monday. Everything is open through Sunday at midnight. Midnight, everything locks. That means you cannot get back into these assignments. And if you requested an extension, which I'll show you how to do that, you cannot get an extension on a discussion. No exceptions. That is a Southern Tech rule. That is not mine. Discussions are considered participation, and therefore they don't allow that. All right. So the week 1 discussion this week, the subject will be AI. Okay. And so what you do is it's kind of similar to the introduce yourself. You read the subject here, and it talks about AI. And it gives you some information to start with. And then it says, click here for a PDF of references. So if you click that PDF underline there, it's going to open up a file here. And it gives you some resources based on your career that you can look at and you can see how it is already affecting your career. Things that you may not realize how it is affecting your career, and not necessarily in the future, but real time now. Okay, I go out there and I check these things out and I bring these in to you. So you can read those. I know some people don't like reading and stuff like that, but remember, this is your career. This is what you're going into. And so you may want to know what is happening in your field. Okay. So, but what I want to know is how do you think it could influence future of hands-on professions? Okay. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and Google this and Google that. I want to know your opinions. What do you think? Okay. And you don't have to talk about any other career up here other than yours. So how do you think it's going to impact yours? Now, Southern Tech has changed the rules a little bit. We used to only require 2 posts. Now we require 3. Okay. Your first post is 20 points. Okay. Up to 20 points. And the reason why we say up to 20 points is because if you just put on there, I think you'll be big, you're not going to get all 20 points. It should be more than that. Okay, if I came up to you and I asked you this question, I want you to tell me what you really think. Okay, now it says about 7 to 10 sentences is what the guideline is. I want you to tell me in your own words what you really think. Okay? Keep the language clean. Watch sentence structure as far as in punctuation, periods. It's not texting. Write it proper sentences. Okay? Then find another student. And when you post to them, more than just I agree. You don't have to have 7 to 10 sentences, but a little more than yes, I agree. You're
So, so,
answering them.
so, so
Yes.
you're saying once we make our statement based on 2 to 3 paragraphs, you saying we post it to another student?
Okay, so what you will do is you'll come in here, you'll read this, and then come down here, click reply, and I'll type in original answers. Say I typed in my 7 to 10 sentences right here, okay? And then I will click reply. Now, once I put that in, I will see what other students have written, but not until I put in my original answer. Then I'll read what somebody else wrote, and then I click reply under them, and I would type in Stefan, and then I respond to him. That's my second post. Okay, does that make sense? The
Yes,
first one
yes,
was
it
my
makes plenty
original.
of sense.
Okay, now
Yeah.
I've got 2 done. Now I find one other student and I do the same thing, and that will be post number 3.
So my question again is so when we reply to another student, does it have to be 7 to 10 sentences, or does it have to be
No,
2 to 3 sentences?
2 to 3 would be fine. 2 to 3
All
would
right.
be fine. Just something other than just I reply or I think you're right. Add to it, okay? Make sure it's something a little more than that. Put a little more effort because your first post is up to 20 points, your second post up to 20 points, your third post 40 points, okay? The reason being you have to work to get to that last one. Then and actually it will be more than that. I need to change that. Your last one will be 60 points. I'm sorry. So the last one, I got to change that. That should be 60 points. So it'll be 20, 40, the last one 60 points for a total of 100 points. So I will make that change there. So the total when you do all 3 will be 100 points, and that's how you will earn that. All right. Any questions on that? Okay. And that's how you do your discussion on that. Your first post by Wednesday. Okay. Now, there's a reason why I have that first post by Wednesday. How many people have had a horrible week at one point? Everything's just falling apart. Have you ever had one of those weeks? You come in, everything you touch just falls apart. We've all had that. Okay. So you come in, you do something for Monday, all right? You got this thing coming up Thursday. Oh my God, I don't have time to do an assignment and I don't have time to do an assignment. Drop into that discussion, put in your first post, okay? Get that first post in by Wednesday at midnight. That will count for your attendance on Thursday. You got it? You've bought yourself a little bit of time. That does not mean slack off, okay? Everybody hear me? That is your safety catch, okay? Because I guarantee you I'm going to be sending texts and emails that you're not going to ignore telling you to do stuff, all right?
So the discussion is pretty much 3 assignments, and then we have the introduction, correct?
Okay, so the introduction you need done tonight. That gets you your
I know
Monday
that.
attendance, yes. And
Yes.
this discussion, that's kind of like 3 in 1, okay?
Okay, and that
Yeah.
is that all the assignments for the week, or is there other
No, no, no,
assignments
no,
after?
no, 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 nope. We got more to go. Okay.
All right.
That every week you'll have a discussion. Every week, okay? So every Wednesday you'll have to have your first answer in a discussion and 2 more posts. All right? Any other questions? Laura?
I'm
just
still
have
not sure. I'm still not sure. I'm questioning where to find a book. I mean, you had
I'm
mentioned
getting to
something.
that. I
Oh, okay,
haven't
never mind.
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't
ahead of the
got to the
game. I'm
book
sorry.
yet. Nope,
Okay.
you're good. You're good. We're the next section up is the book. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And I know I'm gonna mess your name up, Jazz Marilisi. Am I close?
You can just say Jazz or
Uh,
Jazzy.
okay.
So it's
Thank you.
easier. Um, yeah, you're welcome. I already started. I was working on it on the discussion, and I was
Okay.
using the references because I wasn't sure if I could use my own words and my own experience because I do work in the medical field already as an MA, so I've seen a
Perfect.
lot of things. So I wasn't sure if I could use the reference, like my own experience as a reference. So I just used the references that you had given us on the PDF. Are we always gonna
You
get those PDFs,
uh
references?
it all depends on the subject, and you're welcome to use any references that you want, information you want, and your own experiences. You can pull from anything, but I don't want people to feel like they have to do a bunch of research. I want you to feel comfortable that your opinions and thoughts matter. Okay.
Okay.
I know one of the things that, as a person in general, I sometimes feel like I'm not heard. And so, in a discussion like this, if I was physically with you in a classroom, I would come up to you and say, how do you feel about this? And how do you feel about that? And I wouldn't expect you to say, let me research that. Hold on. Da 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 da. So that's kind of, I try to replicate that as much as possible here. Whereas some of the instructors, they tell you, go look at this, bring back this information, and da da da. That's not a wrong way to handle it, but I want it to be as comfortable and natural as you want to make it. All right?
Okay. No, it's because I
Absolutely.
basically already it looks like an essay. I don't
That's
know.
perfect.
I use discussions and I just like write it down like an essay for some reason, but I just wanted to know to make sure I could use my own actual experience in the field.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's good for other people to see that because hearing from people who have been in the field, it's great. Like I do animal care. Sometimes we have vet assistants in here. And that's one thing with this online class I want everyone to know. You have other students in here from other Southern Tech campuses. We have Orlando, we have Tampa, we have Auburndale, and Sanford all in here. And they're not just from welding. We have welding, electric, HVAC, medical assisting, and vet assisting in here. So, like, I have experience with animal care. I work with Florida natives. So, I work with the Florida black bear. I work with our panthers, all birds of prey, etc. So, I have 20 plus years experience with that. So when I'm talking to people who are just going into that field, that experience helps. So Jazzy, your experience will help people see some things that they may not. So please use experience if you've got it. All right.
No problem.
Yes. There's another handout. Logan.
Hey there. In previous classes that had discussion posts, our instructors were against any sort of like giving like props to the individual that you were responding to. They only wanted you to give like other points of view, so almost like disagreement, to keep conversation open in their terms. Is that the same when you're responding here, or can you do your 2 to 3 sentences on explaining why you liked what the other individual has said, or etc.?
Okay, so you can agree with people. That's perfectly fine. If you disagree with somebody, please keep it at that level and say, I understand where you're coming from. My thoughts are this, that type of thing. Keep it on a friendly basis as far as that's concerned. You're more than welcome to agree with people. That is the way conversation happens. That's the way thoughts are discussed. That's the way you collaborate, and you would in a group. I have never worked in a group where you're doing any type of collaboration where you couldn't have people agree or disagree, and you could only have, contradicting thoughts. You're welcome to do both. I want you to have as natural of a conversation as possible or you feel comfortable with. All right? Any other
Perfect. Thank
questions?
you.
All right, so now our book. Okay, so we work with a book called SimNet. And like I stated, SimNet does not like phones. I don't know, maybe it just can't afford the latest and greatest. It takes ugly selfies. I'm not sure, but SimNet still does not want to work with phones. Okay, now tablets. If you have an iPad, sorry, if you want to use any other tablet, iPad is the only one that I have successfully got to work efficiently and all the way through the book with any type of consistent success. So
Hey,
I can't
so
recommend the Androids. Yes.
sir, I gotta, I'm gonna be in Hong Kong on the 14th to the 21st. I think that's why they switched me from TIG welding pipe to this class.
Uh-huh.
So the only thing I got is the only thing I have in Hong Kong is Wi-Fi and a tablet, and the only tablet I got is an Android tablet.
Okay, I cannot guarantee that it will work on an Android. So this is what I'll tell you. To use the Android, run Chrome on it, okay, and access it through the student portal, which is here. Do not run the actual app, okay?
Oh, don't
Uh,
use the Canvas app.
no. The Canvas app, I will just say it doesn't function correctly because if I tell you what I really think of the Canvas app, I would no longer be employed. Okay, the Canvas app is not actually supported by the school. It has too many issues with it in general, and the Canvas app added to SimNet just is a bad combination. So if you do or anybody uses the Android tablet, because they keep making improvements to SimNet, if you do it and you have success, please let me know. But go through the student portal using Chrome because Chrome has the least amount of issues and run it through there, please, and let me know your success. If it's not successful, unfortunately, I cannot help you with that. All right.
Will I be able?
But,
Will I
but
be
if,
able to make it up at a later time if possible? Because
uh,
they knew my situation before they even put me in this class.
that you would have to talk to with them. You have the tablet now.
Yes.
Try it this week on this chapter and on this quiz, okay? And make sure it works, okay?
Okay. All right.
And let me know,
Are
okay?
you in a separate location or are you in a different location?
I am not on campus, so I work off campus. So if you could please either text me or email me and let me know if you're having problems, please reach out immediately and I will contact you back. All right?
All right. Tenfold.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're running an iPad the same way, like I told him, is definitely go through the student portal. Do not go through the Canvas app. Okay. And run it in Chrome, even though you are on an iPad, it does not work well through Safari on it. And if possible, use a Bluetooth mouse attached to it. The reason being is if you're working on the tablet, the on-screen a keyboard takes up a lot of real estate. So if you could use a Bluetooth keyboard, or if you have a keyboard that's attached to it with a touchpad, or use an external Bluetooth mouse, that really does help because of that space that on-screen keyboard takes up. It makes it that much easier. I happen to have a Logitech keyboard on mine that has the touchpad on it, and it makes it extremely easy, kind of like a laptop. All right. So how do we get to our book? So you come down here and you'll see that I specify due by Sunday at midnight. At midnight, what's going to happen is if you have or have not finished these assignments, they will lock. That means you will not be able to get into them unless you have a conversation with me Monday after all your grades have been sent to your campuses. But we'll discuss that later. So we're going to connect to our book, and how we're going to do that is we're going to click on this first chapter, and when we click on it, it's going to take us, whoops, hold on, let me see what's going on here.
Excuse me, Mr. Haley.
Yes.
I almost forgot to tell you. So I'm currently in Texas and I'm driving back to Florida at the beginning of March. I don't know if I'll still be in the same class with you or not, but just in case I am, is there any way I can make up any work because I'm gonna be driving and I don't know at what time I'll be getting to Florida.
Okay, so the assignments, since it's virtual, you can anywhere you can connect, you'll be able to do them, but you will have to do them each week.
Okay.
Okay, so each week you'll still have to do the assignments, but anywhere that you can connect to the internet, you will be able to connect onto it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see what's going on here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for 1 second here. Let me go in. Give me 1 second. Making sure everything went. Okay. Try this again. I do apologize here. Let me try this one more time here. Okay, something seems to have happened to our book here.
Did we just get a free hall pass for homework?
No, No, it don't quite work that way.
I couldn't pass that up. I'm sorry.
This kind of goes under the thing, don't work with animals or children or that, because things always have a tendency to go south. I always test things, so to make sure they work, but for some reason this, here we go. Okay, let's try this again now. All right. You just keep smiling for the camera. All right. Okay, so which one is this one? Let me go back to the first one. And let me come here. Give me one more second. Almost there. Just connecting it back here. Okay. Let's see if this will work now. Da, 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 da. It's always fun when things break when you're in the middle of the class. Okay, let's try this again. I know you can't say. I know you can't see yet.
Just for informational purposes, on Mondays, for me to schedule my Mondays in to be here live, what does the estimated time for the class does it go? I know it starts at 7, but I mean, is it like 4 hours or 2 hours?
No, 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 no. We should be very close to wrapping up typically. So,
Okay, so it's about an hour,
yes.
hour and a half.
Yeah,
Okay.
about yes, yes, yes. And so usually I would be typically wrapping this up right about now here. So I do apologize for the extra
Oh
time
no,
here.
I wasn't meaning to be rude or questionable at all. I just that
No,
way I
no,
just know to set my time frame to make sure I was prepared for this.
no,
So
no,
thank you.
no. Not rude at all. Not rude at all. It's a very valid question. Okay, so let me check here. I think this might have actually fixed it. All right, and it looks like that did. So let me share my screen again. Here we go. Share. And we'll go back over here and we'll go back to our modules. Okay, so now let's forget the big blow up there. So you'll come down, you'll click on this first chapter here, click on that, and it will come up here and it will ask you if you have a SimNet account. Now, if any of you are trying this and it blows up, I will be fixing those here shortly for you all. But you'll make sure this says no create new account. It should have your name populated here. And for the email account, you need to put in your student email. Okay. So mine's rhaley at stc.edu. And the reason why you have to put that in is so that it will connect SimNet to your Canvas ID. And you'll click Create Account. And then what that's going to do is it will open up your chapter. Okay. Everybody got that? Okay. So now what you're going to see is this is the chapter here. And it says 13 pages, that doesn't mean 13 actual real pages. What that means is 13 items in the book. If you went through that McGraw-Hill link, you would see a tremendously larger book. And what I've done is I pulled out the 13 items in there for you to do. That way you don't have to go through pages and pages and pages, because if you have problems sleeping, if you read those other pages, you would no longer have problems sleeping. All right. So what we do here is you'll see that a check mark will show you that it's complete. A block shows you have not completed it. To get 100%, which right now we have 0, you will need to make sure you have a check mark in each one. The more check marks, that little percentage will go up until you hit 100%. All right. So to begin work, you click on the first one. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we have to read.
Your microphone's on?
Yeah, my microphone.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I said, so we have to read the 13 chapters to receive credit?
It's not 13 chapters, it's 13 items you're going to do. It's interactive.
Okay, so in the module, there's stuff we have to do, correct?
I can barely hear you. It's 13 items. 13 items in the chapter. So we'll click on the first one. And what it's going to do is it's going to show you directly a page in front of you. And it's going to tell you a little bit about this. Yes.
What I was asking was the 13 items in the modules we have to do as assignments?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is your chapter assignment, those 13 items. And then there's a quiz, and that's it for the week. All right. Okay, so you have this item in front of you, and the screen that it shows basically what it's talking about and what it's going to ask you to do. And you're welcome to read it, but most of us are hands-on. So if you'll notice on the left-hand side, there's 3 boxes here: a show me, a guide me, and a let me try. The show me will play a video on what it wants you to do. The guide me will walk you through step by step on what it wants you to do. And then the let me try is you doing it from start to finish. Okay. Now the show me and the guide me are optional. That means you're welcome to do them. They will help you. They do not get you a grade. Okay. They're there to help you. And those will help you do the green one. The green one is the one you have to complete to get the grade. So if we click on the show me, you will see a big play button in the center of the screen. And if you hit play, it will play a video. And it plays an audio along with it, and it will show you as it goes along. You've seen the cursor come down here. It's going to click here, and then it's going to show you what to do. You'll also notice up here on the upper right-hand side, the show me is lit up as it's showing you what to do. Now, once it's finished, if I click the exit, it would come back here and there would be a check mark in this blue box. Okay, and then I could go to the guide me, and it's going to be the same screen, only now it says click the start button, which would be down here, this set of 4 blue squares. Click that, and it says that's correct. Click next, and then it says click on Word, and I click that, and it says I've successfully completed the guide me. Now I could click continue here, and it would go to the let me try, or I could say close, and you'll notice I've got a check mark in the guide me. Then I go to let me try, and you'll say, now it tells me launch Microsoft Word from the start menu. So I would do it from the beginning through the end. Click start, find Word, click that, and I've finished that one. Say close, and I've got my green check mark. All right. If I come up to the right corner, there's a little square with an arrow going out of it. If I click that, it exits. And it says, are you sure? And I say, yes. It'll come back to my title page. You'll see I've got 1 out of 13 over here by the green bar complete. It says 8%. I have a check mark in the first item here. Every time you finish something, it immediately scores it. You do not lose work. You do not have to save it. It saves as it goes. Okay. I could have continued on and just kept working, but if something happens and I need to quit, I can quit right then. Okay. Laura.
When you're over there doing the like each maneuver, like the first one you just did, if for
Yes.
some reason when you're going for the green, if for some reason you don't get it right, does it just keep going back until you get it right, or does it give you 1 or 2 tries and then mark you failed for that spot?
No, you can do it as many times as you need to. Now,
Okay, until you correct.
if you try a reasonable number of time and you're about to the point where you're going to bang your head on the desk and it's not because you're listening to good metal music, stop, take a breather. And if you're like, I just can't do this one, okay? What I want you to do, I'm going to open the next one here. And I'm just going to click on the green one here. Up here in the upper left corner, there is an item. Okay, hold on for 1 second. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, there's a thing that says skill 2 of 13. You're going to send me a text and say, Mr. Haley, I'm on skill 2 of 13 and I don't know what's going on or I need help with this. Send that to me. And I'm going to take a look at it for you. And you're going to come over here and see these 2 arrows on the side of the guide me. You're going to click the one on the right. And when you do that, see how you're on skill 3 of 13 and you're going to work from there. Okay. And you're just going to forget about that one. And then if you need to see the video, just click on show me. Because if you get to a point and you like, maybe I should watch that again, you can jump to show me, guide me, let me try on each one by doing that. All right.
Okay.
But don't drive yourself crazy on one of these. It's not worth it. Okay. Send it to me.
I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for, is to help you. And yes, you had a question on the microphone.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes,
absolutely.
I have a question.
Yes.
The question is, so you said basically the show me and guide me, you don't have to do. You could just go to straight to let me try. And that's the only one you get credit on is let me try?
Yes. So some people have some experience with things, and so they're like, or they don't like the videos. I had some people go, oh my God, if I have to hear that voice on the video one more time, I said, then don't play the video. Just go to the guide me and the let me try. They're like, we don't have to play the video. I said, no, I tell you over and over, if you don't like the video, don't play it. Go to the guide me and the let me try. Or if you don't want either one of them, just go straight to the let me try. Okay. And as long as you do the let me try, you're good. Now there's a thing over here that says show hint. If you click that, that hint that appears at the top, sometimes that's enough to help you get it. Okay. And that's how you can get through these, and that's how you learn. Okay. Now, when it gives you instructions, notice it says click the File tab. Well, what's a tab? So when you're looking at the screen where it says File, Home, Insert, Draw, Design, those are called tabs. Everything at the top is called a tab. Okay? This clipboard, font, paragraph, all these things down here, those are called groups. Okay? And these little squares with the arrow coming out, those are called dialogue launchers. Okay, so when it gives you a set of instructions there and says go to, say, the layout tab, you're going to go here. And if it says it's in the paragraph group, you're going to go here. So that's how you know where to go. All right, so that's how you're going to find your instructions quicker. Okay, and when you're finished, you press exit. Now, and I'm going to exit here. Okay, now I'm going to show you something really scary here. I'm going to go back to my screen here and I'm going to click on grades. Okay. Now, right here on my first chapter, I've got a 7.69. This always happens. Somebody goes, I wasn't finished with the chapter. I know. It's okay. I know. SimNet starts grading you as soon as you did your first item. Until that Sunday at midnight when the chapter closes, it will allow you to keep going back in and keep working and keep bringing that score up. Okay? Your score will not be final until midnight on Sunday. Keep going back in and going back in. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the score to get here. I know that. It's okay. But if you finished and your score didn't go up, say, hey, I'm finished, my score didn't go up. Sometimes I have to go over and kick SimNet so that it'll shoot your score over. Again, if you have a question on your grade, let me know. I'll go check it out. Okay? Any questions on that? Or are we all good? We all good? Yes, yes? Okay. One more quick item and then we are out of here. You have, so you got your 2 items for tonight for attendance. Down here, your honor pledge and introduce yourself. Get those done by midnight. Your discussion, your first post by Wednesday. I'll send you reminders. Please read those texts and emails. They might get annoying, but please read them. You got your chapter, which I told you about just now, and then you're going to have this short quiz. You click on that, because remember, now you set your book up, and so it's going to open up. Now it's 17 questions, 3 full attempts on the entire quiz, okay? So you can do the whole thing over 3 times. You should not need to. You're going to say, take exam. I like that it calls it an exam when it's really a quiz. And you're going to have to check the box that says, I agree, I've complied, which sounds very scary. In other words, you couldn't pay someone to take it for you. You click Start Exam. And it's going to tell you to change the office background for this to geometry. Okay, now maybe you didn't remember, but your hint is gone. Okay. So you're poking around here. Is that how to do it? No, that's not how to do it. Is this how to do it? Nope. Oops, I did too many wrong things. And it tells you, you got it wrong. But look underneath it. See where it says hint here? Okay. Now, I told you you can't use a phone in SimNet. Well, I want you to pull that phone out here. And I don't want you to take a selfie. We all know you're pretty. You don't need another picture of yourself. All right? I want you to take a picture of this hint. Because remember when I told you the file tab, the account, office background, da. So it's telling us go to the file tab, go to account, office background. Okay? So let's try that. I'm going to click continue. So we're going to go to file tab. We're going to look for account. Okay, office background. Find that, click that. And then let's see, it wants geometry. There it is. We click geometry. Boom. So why isn't this cheating? Okay, I know you can do research. I know you can Google. You can use an open book in theory. You can work together. Okay, research and working together is all part of your career. It's all part of learning. Following detailed instructions will be part of every one of your career. If you are off by a little bit when you're welding a building at the ground floor, that building's going to be off by feet by the time you finish up at the top. You have to be accurate. You're off by a little bit and you're an MA. You can help kill a patient. A little bit off as an electrician, you burn a person's house down. A little bit off in HVAC And that air unit could be going to a surgery suite in a hospital. Details matter. So being able to follow these detailed steps is important. So take that picture, follow those steps, get the answer, click continue. Go to the next one. When you've made it through, and you'll notice you have 5 attempts on the quiz per question. When you're finished with the last one, click submit, then submit again, and it will tell you every single step that you did. SimNet and Canvas are tattletales. They'll tell me everything you did. All right. Now, if you thought you should have got it right and you didn't, tell me. Say, I thought I did everything correctly. Can you check this? And I'll go in and check. Okay. And maybe you were off by just a little bit by where you click. You might get the answer that you want. Okay. Always question everything. And I'll check and I'll say, no, you were way off. I can't do that. Or I'll say, you're right. I can do that. Always check. It's your class, it's your grade, it's your career. You're the one that's in control. All right. Are there any questions about anything I've gone over?
So basically the 13 items that we do is going to help us with the quiz.
Exactly. Everything on those 13 items will be on that quiz. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to give you something to look forward to. Next week already is midterm. Yeah. Everybody ready for a midterm exam already next week? Okay. I'll give you something very positive. I don't do a midterm exam. If you look at the home page, and I will share my screen, and I scroll down, there's not a midterm exam in week 2. I do a quiz on Word because we're studying that. Okay, you're coming into a new class, a new instructor, a new subject. I'm not going to give you a midterm on something you just started last week. Okay, I don't give you a test just to test you. I want to see that you're absorbing the material. All right. So do those 2 things for the attendance tonight. I'll remind you on Wednesday to get that discussion in. And then I'll remind you that you need to have something finished by Thursday. And hopefully everybody will have everything done before the weekend. And we can all have a great weekend. And we start over on Monday. All right. If you have any questions, you let me know. Until then, y'all have a great evening. All right.
You have a wonderful evening, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Haley.
Thank you. Stefan, you got a question or are you waving goodbye?
Yeah, I just had a quick question.
Okay.
This is my first online class, and usually
Absolutely.
with all the physical classes, they always post your next class on a board, like a physical board that we have to go and look our names. What do we do? I know it's jumping a gun a little bit, but after this course, how do we know what is coming up if it's an online or not online?
Okay, so what you'll do, so what you'll do is you'll contact your campus and ask them what your next class will be, because when you're on campus, they have access to that information, what your next class will be. Since there's multiple campuses in this class at the same time, I don't know who has what class because there's multiple campuses and multiple students going through different tracks at the same time. So just reach out to your campus, the registrar's office, and they will be able to tell you what your next class would be after this one. If it's online, but usually you don't follow another online course.
shadowy about when your next class.
Oh,
and
you
what-
you don't do back-to-back online courses.
Usually not. If you do an online course, now I've had some students request a
I
second
just did
online
3
course.
back to back, so that's not true.
Oh, they put you in back to back? See,
Yep.
typically they don't usually do that, so that could have changed. But they used to not do that. So,
Oh,
This
you
is
must
my
have
third-
forgotten what
This
the
is my
campus
third
even looks
online
like.
class.
oh,
I'm 3 back to back. This is my first of 3 in a row. I've
really?
got 2 more coming after you.
Wow. What can I ask what campus you're at? Is that
I'm in Tampa.
Okay.
I'm in
Okay.
Sanford. And
Really?
I know this class and my next 2 classes are online.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely changed because I used to teach
Can I,
ground
how
at
do you
Sanford
know-
and Auburndale and Orlando. I used to rotate through the. Okay, that's very interesting. I will definitely ask about that. So thank you for letting me know that because that is not the way I had been informed that was going.
I have a
And I've been
question.
here 7 years. Yes, sir.
Our assignments for today, are they posted already? Can we do them?
Yes, they are
they're
open. Yeah, all the assignments for the week always open right after midnight on the Monday, or Monday
And we
morning.
can do the discussion online on our phones, correct?
Discussions will work on a phone. Yes, they will.
It's just the quizzes that won't, correct?
Anything that has to do with SimNet will not.
Okay.
Okay. So that'll be any exams, quizzes, or chapters. Those will not. All right. Any other questions? All right, that's it. If you have any other questions, please text them, email them to me, and I will respond back as soon as I'm absolutely available. All right. Y'all have a
Thank you.
great
Have a
one.
good night. Leaving the room.
You too. Thank you.
Have a good night, Mr. Haley.
Hi, sir.
Thank you.